bit. Drunk in a bit when I came in this shit. I might earn on my sweatshirt like Tevin a bit. Straight up the rip.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the Satchmoe show. We have a special presentation today. We are presenting Primetime as they have their Grand Prix here on Saturday. It's going to be filled with a lot of good fights. I just had to cover it. There's no way I was going to miss this event. The winner will be crowned the champion of Primetime. I'll go ahead and post the graphic up right now, what we're looking at. So on the Grand Prix in the first round, the Sweet 16, we have EK Trix, who's coming out of retirement. This dude has not played in the good minute in the ESFL, taking on Keza. TMF Ginga's taking on KMADJUST. You guys can read. I'm not going to sit here and read them all out for you. You got it. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Go right into the breakdowns here. EK Trixie versus FSK Keza. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know EK Trixie, I don't know what you're doing. This is one of the best fighters in the space. He's on a 20-fight win streak in Primetime. He's not lost since August 29th of 2020. This man has been on a tear, and every fight he's had has been by a finish, a knockout or submission. His last Primetime fight, though, was August 1st, so he might be coming off a little rust. But, I mean, this guy, he's a violent striker, and he's got the ground game to boot. His opponent, FSK Keza, obviously not as well known. I could not find his Primetime stats. I'm not sure if he changed his name, but I do know he is in the ESFL. He has a 1-1 record over there, and he did just put up a great fight against OSN. He looked fantastic, but, I mean, you can look as fantastic as you want. It's like whenever, you got Superman. If he's going up against an unstoppable object, Superman's getting his ass kicked. And that's just what's going to happen tonight. I think EK Trixie, like I said, Kez is a game opponent. Trixie's too much. I think Trixie's going to go through here and, just manhandle him, do whatever he wants. He's taking the first fight. Moving on down the card here, we have TMF Ginga versus KMADJUST. TMF Ginga finished 6-2 last season. And he already defeated EK Issues earlier in the year. And so, he's got some game to him. But he's got a slow and technical approach. That's what I'll say. His striking is weird. It's not something you see. Most people, they win with their pressure. They win by throwing a bunch of strikes, or they win by counter-striking. He's a little bit of both. He's not technically a counter-striker, but his strikes are just bop, 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 always coming at you, almost like a Nate Diaz style. KMADJUST, on the other hand, he was 7-4 last season. He did win the vacant title last year, so he's a former champion. He's just looking to get this win back. He got this win against Ginga last year. That's how he won the belt. And if I had to define his style, I'd say it's karate style. I don't say that about many people in Primetime or in ESFL and any UFC, because it's a really hard style to replicate. But he uses that front side kick so well. He fights with Anthony Pettis as one of his big fighters. Really uses that front side kick, uses those teep kicks really well. And he's able to pressure. He's just looking to touch people. He's not looking to, hit that big knockout. He's just looking to continuously bop, 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 just get these like 15 punch combos off, use those side kicks, generate space. And I think in a 3-round fight, that's a perfect style. You're not going to get hurt. And I think as long as he avoids the big shot from Ginga, that big counter right, I think he's going to win this 3-round fight. Moving on down the card, BSD TDRIVERS taking on Killer Drake. Drivers last year, he was 8-2. He was a transitional champ. He was the one that defeated Adjust, but he lost it right to Fatinator. And he has a very balanced style, I'd say. His wrestling is there. It's not his focal point. His striking, he mixes it high, mixes it low. Overall, he's very balanced. On the other hand, you got Killer J. He was 3-1 last year. And even he was in the last Grand Prix, which is where he got a bulk of his fights in. And he was doing good. He defeated Gamp, but he ended up losing due to a no contest. I'm not sure what the issue was there. I think he just didn't show up to his fight. He had something to attend to. So we saw him get eliminated, sadly. And he's really got that Bang Bang style. If you know Bang Bang, he walks forward, he pressures. He's not quite as good as Bang Bang, but he's got a similar energy to him. And the only thing about that is, it's really open to get countered. So you got a guy like TDRIVERS, he's a veteran. I think you'll see some type of weakness in his game. He's going to see him, he throws that jab, then he throws the right hook afterwards. He's going to make a counter. I think he's going to come back in this fight. He's going with educated counter strikes. That's how he's going to get it done. Moving on, EK Jakey taking on Simple Benny. Originally, this was EK, one of those EK boys. Yeah, EK Slick, I believe. He got taken out. They put in EK Jake. EK Jake, he said he's ready to go. We know he's primarily a grappler. This dude's been trying to rename himself as a striker. If you watched his last ESFL fight versus BSD Broomstick, he went out there and struck a little bit. He stood on a striker. He's a wrestler. If he tries to strike with this opponent, he's going to end up, like I said, ass down, face up, wondering what happened. Because that's what's going to happen. You can't fight with a guy like you, Simple Benny. Simple Benny has never lost to anyone but straight killers. He lost to EK Trixie twice last year. You know, he's 10-3. 2 losses of those were to EK Trixie. 1 loss was to Bang Bang. Jakey is neither one of those people on the feet. So, and Simple Benny himself, he's completely game on the feet. He's got great pressure striking. He's got a good bottom game. So even if he gets taken down, I don't see EK Jakey holding him there. I hate to say negative things about this guy. I just don't think he has the skill set to beat Simple Benny. This was not the right matchup for him. He is filling in late replacement. Maybe that can surprise Benny. You know, he's not really ready for a grappler, but I think Benny's going to get this fight, and he's going to get an early finish. Moving on down the card, EK Spider versus Goals. This is a really interesting one. EK Spider, a lot of people know him for his head movement. He invented the duck and the dive, you know, like some of these moves no one's seen before he went out there and did them. And when it comes to head movement, there's no one topping him. He's probably the best at the defensive striking in the game. However, when you got a guy like Goals who really just wants to get you to the ground, how effective is that head movement going to be? You know, that might even be detrimental. If you're looking to move your head and you're getting taken down over and over again, it makes it hard to stop those takedowns. And, you know, but here's the thing. If I think that Spider is going to do enough on the feet to get Goals out of there. Like I just said, Goals is a great wrestler. That's Spider's weakness, but I got a feeling. I got to trust me on this one. I got a feeling Spider's going to get it done on the feet. He's going to use that head movement, and he's going to make Goals look silly, and he's going to get the victory. Moving on down the card, you already know Fatinator taking on LFC Mix-Ups. Fat is 11-3 last season, had an 8-fight winning streak to end the year, and his last loss was to TDRIVERS, and even that, he redeemed that loss. So you really can't, there's not a blemish on this guy's record from last season. He's the reigning champ. And this dude is unstoppable. When I tell you he's unstoppable, I mean that. He runs forward. He does not give a fuck. He is a bulldozer. This man is a bulldozer, and that's what he does well. And he's got a matchup at LFC Mix-Ups. You couldn't have handpicked a better matchup for this guy. I got a lot of respect for Mix-Ups, but in my opinion, he's a gatekeeper. He's not meant to be in these big fights against, you know, the former champ, the reigning champion. And I just think that this is the easiest matchup Fat could have gotten. I think he's going to run through him, and it's going to be a quick finish. Moving on down the card, AJ Guy taking on KM Caliber. We know AJ Guy had a 6-3 record last season, and if you saw his last ESFL fight, you know this guy is tough. He's battle-tested. He's mentally strong. Not physically, he's mentally strong. He can come back in a fight when he's hurt. A lot of people, whenever they get hurt a couple, 2-3 times, they give up mentally and they fold. This guy does not do that. He can come back from the depths of hell and get these wins. His striking is fantastic, but his grappling is not there. And that's the sad thing. KM Caliber, fantastic grappler. Even striking, he's got some great striking. We saw him stun, I believe it was Blake Tyler when a Conor mirror match. Who thought that would happen? And even if this fight stays on his feet, it's going to be hard. If this fight even touches the mat, Caliber's going to smash this guy. They already fought once, and it went down exactly as I'm saying it. Caliber went to the ground and got the submission. The good thing is he don't even need the submission. This is a 3-round fight. He can just lay and hold him there, and he's going to get the judge's decision. So I think Caliber wins this any way he wants. This is a really good matchup for him. When you're a wrestler, you want to face the guy that's got no jiu-jitsu, and that's what he's taking on. Finally, the last matchup in the Sweet 16, Gamp, God Ate My Pig, going up against KM Motown. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know Gamp, 8-5 record in Primetime. This man is a top-tier striker, and he's got the ground game to boot. That side control is one of the best in the game. However, he's going up against KM Motown. This is a relatively unknown name in the community. I do believe he is in the ESFL now, but he came up out of nowhere, really, signed up with KM, and he's already one of their top guys. And that says a lot in the clan with KM Intro and KM Caliber. He's got crazy potential, and honestly, I think Motown, I really want to pick Motown in this fight, but I think what's going to happen is Motown's going to come up there, he's going to strike well. Gamp, he's smart. He's going to make those adjustments. He's going to take him down, use that side control, bop them elbows in there. And I think Gamp's going to be able to make the adjustments and get this victory. Moving on, we are on the Elite 8 now. So I already mentioned these guys' records. You already know them. We got EK Trixie taking on KMADJUST. And this is almost a good matchup for KMADJUST. Like, I say that because he's fighting Trixie. No one's beaten this dude in forever. The last dude to beat him, I got in the notes here. Last dude to beat this guy was Honest Jim on a decision. But you know what I'm saying? It's really hard to beat this guy. And I just don't see KMADJUST getting it done. You know, he's got, like I said, he's got that karate style. The only way you can beat him is maybe the same way Honest Jim did. You just out-touch him a little bit, don't get hurt, and it's a 3-round fight. Who knows what the judges can say? But it's EK Trixie. I think he's going to win by knockout, just like he does in every fight he has. Moving on, we got a BSD rivalry here. TDRIVERS taking on Benny. And like I said, this is like, when you see these camp matchups, you don't know what's going to happen. These guys know what's going to happen, but the fans, they got no clue. These guys have fought each other 100 times, and it's either going to be where it's 50-50 and anyone can win, and it's just based on, you know, who lands the bigger shots, or it's going to be, oh, this, you know, Benny just kills him every time, and this is what's going to happen. I don't know. I've never seen these guys fight, but I'm taking Benny just simply based off of what I've seen from both of them. Moving on here, the final fight in the Elite 8 is KM Caliber versus Gamp. And we actually spoke with KM Caliber. He told me that what he wants to do, he wants to hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, and he wants to come home with a pocket full of cash. Well, I got a problem. He doesn't like to wrestle top guys. And when your best thing is wrestling, you choose not to wrestle, it's not going to work out for you. We saw in the Blake Tyler fight, he knows he's taking on the best striker. He didn't even attempt a takedown. He didn't even attempt to go a fighter that could even start to attempt a takedown. And when you're going up against Gamp, I think that's going to be too much on the feet. And, you know, like I said, Caliber, he's still a good striker. I don't think he's at Gamp's level. I think Gamp is the one that's going to get this job finished. Moving on, now we're in the final four. Trixie versus BSD Benny. And, you know, we already went over earlier. Benny's 3 losses last year. One of them was the Bang Bang. The other 2 were to Trixie. And it's not like, you know, Trixie just caught him and it was a good match. Benny's weakness is elite strikers. This is an elite striker. There's nothing else I got to say. I think Trixie's going to come in here, do what he does to everyone, get the job finished. And ladies and gentlemen, Gamp versus Fad, this is the fight to tune into. If you want to see the best fight in this card, it's going to be this co-main event. Whether it's KM Caliber or Gamp coming out of that matchup, Gamp, or whoever is fighting Fad, is going to be a fight to watch. And these guys already fought 3 months ago, and Fadnator got the jump. And let me just say, Gamp has improved tremendously over those 3 months. He's done everything right. He's getting better, but I just think this is a bad matchup for Gamp. I think Fad's pressure is too much to deal with, and I think Fad's going to get another knockout just like he did 3 months earlier. That means championship fight, Trixie versus Fad. These guys have already fought before. Trixie got the jump 4 months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to say it is a new era. I think Trixie's going to come out there. He's going to hit him with some good shit that first round. I think Fad's going to come out, hit him with his specialty, the pull elbow, knock out Trixie. Ladies and gentlemen, the crowd's going to be roaring. The fans are going to go crazy. And we're going to have a new, well, I say a new champion. This is technically the reigning champion, but totally an underdog in this matchup. But I believe in Fad. He's got that pressure. I think that's what's going to do Trixie in. He's not used to fighting guys that are, everyone that fights Trixie is afraid to stand up with him. This guy's not afraid of nothing. He's going to go in there. He's going to get that win. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead right into the Vegas betting odds for this fight. Vegas puts Trixie as a plus 150 favorite. Like I said, you can see all these odds right here. I'm going to put them up on the screen. But we got some fans went out and commented. We know Doc is the leader of Grand Prix. He said for his money, he thinks Trixie and Fad are the best bets. I can't argue with that. Dirty Dave, he's taking Gamp. That's a scary pick. He runs up against 4 elite competitors. He doesn't get a break. But if anyone can do that, it's going to be him. And the only thing I can say about these odds, I think the best one, in my opinion, is the KM member. Those are 3 top guys. Any of them can get it done. Any of them could literally go through the whole bracket just because I had them losing. I can see Adjust going in there beating everyone. I can see Motown. I can see Caliber. Ladies and gentlemen, you place your bets down below. Who are you betting on? Who will be the Season 3 Primetime Champion? Ladies and gentlemen, that is Satchmoe out.
This is what they want, I'm the one. This is vintage from 1980 some. I'm the son of the pioneer.